Next functions that we are going to learn are feof and ferror functions. So error handling functions available in C programming are feof and ferror. First, let's check what is the need for these functions. If we fail to check the read and write errors, a program may behave abnormally. Okay, in such cases, we need to know if an error has happened or not. So, to check the status, if it is working fine or if there is an error, to check that, we have two functions, feof and ferror. Okay, so they are the two status inquiry library functions. They help us to detect the input-output errors in the files. First function is feof. It is used to test for the end of file condition. So EOF stands for end of file. So feof function means it is used for testing if the file end has reached. So as we all know, almost all the file programs start with the file pointer, and that file pointer points to a particular file. So only file pointer is taken as the input argument by this function. So feof fp, and that is a function. And what it does is it considers the file that is pointed by that particular file pointer, and it will check a non-zero value if all the data from the file is successfully read. If there is any error, it will return a zero value. So what we are doing is we will check if the end of file has reached, and it can return two different values. If it returns 0 for this here in this command, it means that feof of fp not equal to 0. If that is not equal to 0, printf end of date. Okay, so here non-zero value is returned if all the data has been read or if end of file has been reached. Return 0 if end of file is not reached. So if fp is a pointer to a file that has just been opened for reading, then this statement would display the message on reaching the end of file condition. So whenever this returns a positive value or non-zero value, a value other than 0 if end of file has been reached. If it returns 0 means it does not reach end of file. End of file means it gives a non-zero value, and this comment means that feof of fp not equal to 0. If it returns a value which is not 0, it shows that end of file has been reached, and we can give a print message like end of data. So feof, in short, it is a function for checking if end of file has been reached. If end of file is reached, it will return a non-zero value. If it returns a zero value, that means end of file is not reached. Second function is ferror function. It reports the status of the file indicated. So here it directly shows if an error has occurred or not. So again, returning a non-zero value means that it has there is an error. If it returns 0, that means there is no error. So again, similar to feof, you can check here also. If ferror of fp not equal to 0, that means non-zero value means an error has occurred. So non-zero value shows that there is an error. Zero value shows that there is no error. Okay. So these are the two functions for error handling or status inquiry functions. One is feof and the next is ferror. Both has only one argument, and that argument is a file pointer to point to a particular file that we need. Next is about random access to the files. We have two types of access to the files. Till now we have learned opening a file, then reading, writing, fread function, fwrite function. All these functions means there is a sequential access of the files. In between we cannot go to the beginning or we cannot go to the end like that. It is a sequential operation. Sequential access means in order only. From starting, in order it is going. We used earlier in the last classes, we discussed about getC, putC, then we have learned fread function, fwrite function, then fgetUs, fputUs. In all these cases, there are sequential access only happening. But what about random access? We know the word random. Random means we should be allowed to randomly access a file. just go to the end or just go to a middle of the file or to some other specific location. That is called random access to files. It is done using three functions: fseek function, ftell function, and rewind function. So now we will learn each of these functions. First is ftell function. ftell means, first you can check the syntax. N is equal to ftell of fp. So fp, you already know that it is a file pointer. Ftell fp means it returns a number that corresponds to the current position. So at this moment, where is that cursor, or where is the pointer? Uh, where is the pointer in the file? Or you can use the word cursor so that it will be easy to understand. So at that point, uh, where where is that file pointer located? So that is given by ftell. So here also, just like the earlier two functions, the only argument is fp, which is the file pointer. So whenever you say ftell fp, you cannot give without value like n, because it is a function that returns a value. So if that be the case, we should address that result. So n is equal to ftell fp means it returns the current position. The current position of the file will be saved in the value of n. N would give the relative offset in bytes. This means that n bytes have already been read or written. If this shows 0, that means it is at the beginning. If it gives the value 10, relative offset means that relative value only, not the exact byte location. So if it gives 10 means from the beginning it is at 10th byte. That is the meaning. So it is returning the current position of the file. So that is the first function, ftell. It is to return the current position of the file. Second function is rewind. Rewind means it does not need any return value because it's a void type. Again, the argument is just fp. Rewind fp means whenever we give that, the file pointer will reset to the starting of the file. So ftell returns the current position and it returns a value also. But in case of rewind, it does not return a value. And at the same time, whenever we give rewind fp, what will happen? In the corresponding file, the current position will be reset to the beginning of the file. It will assign 0 to n. So after rewind, if we use n is equal to ftell fp, then it will return 0 value, because just before that comment, when we use the rewind, it returns to the beginning of the file. So then if we check using ftell, it will give the value 0, because it shows that it is at the beginning of the file. Okay, so rewind means to set the file pointer to the beginning of the file, and ftell is to return the position of the file. Okay, so these two functions are more clear now. And then this also should be remembered. Whenever a file is opened for reading or writing, whenever a file is just opened, implicitly what will happen? A rewind is done implicitly. That means default position is the beginning of the file itself. You don't have to start the program with rewind, because whenever we just open a file for reading or writing, by default it will be at the beginning of the file, because rewind is done implicitly. And the last function is fseek function. Fseek function is to move the position to a desired location. So rewind takes to the beginning of the file. Ftell is used to get the position, and the third function is fseek. Fseek is allowing us to move to a specified location, and you can check the syntax. In all the other cases, the only one input argument was fp. But here, seek syntax, in addition to the file pointer, you have two more arguments. One is offset and the other is position. Okay, offset means how much to move, that is the value offset, and position means from where. Okay, so position has three options. You can either, the third argument, you can give you can give 0 or 1 or 2. 0 means beginning of file, 1 means current position, and 2 means end of file. So you have three options to give for position: 0 beginning, 1 current position, 2 is the end of the file. From these positions, how much to move, that is given by offset. Offset positive means it should move forward, and offset negative means it should move backward. Say plus 5 means 5 byte to move forward, minus 5 means to 5 byte move backwards from position. Position is given by these three values: 0 beginning, 1 current position, and 2 is end of file. So I think this will be more clear from some examples. You can check this. fseek fp00, the last 0 means beginning of the file. Second argument 0 means offset value. So there is no offset. So go to the beginning. It is similar to rewind. Simply giving rewind fp will work in the same way, moving to the beginning of the file. Second example, fp01. 1 stands for the current position. Offset is 0. So it will stay at the current position and it is not commonly used. Then third example, fp02. 2 is for end of the file. So go to the end of the file. There is no offset. So simply go to the end of the file. Then fseek fpm0. Again 0 means beginning of the file. Then offset value is m. So from 0, from the beginning it has to move m. So it will move to m plus 1th byte in the file, because just giving 0, 0 means beginning of the file. So it has to move to m plus 1th byte in the file, because this means first byte. So m comma 0 means m plus 1th byte. Again fseek fpm1 means 1 is current position, offset is m. So go forward by m bytes. From the current position, it should move forward by m bytes. Second last example, fseek fp minus m1. 1 means current position. Minus m means move backward by m bytes. So go backward by m bytes from the current position. Then fseek fp minus m2. 2 is end of the file. So move backward by m bytes from the end of the file. So these examples will make it more clear. So the three functions which are used for random access to a file is, one is ftell, then fseek, and rewind. Next, when an operation is successful, fseek returns a 0 value. So to check if when we give say fseek fpm0, that means we are trying to move to m plus 1th byte, but we should know the status if it has worked successfully or not. So to check the status, we should check the return value. Returning a 0 value means it is successful. But if we attempt to move the file pointer beyond the file boundaries, for example, we are moving by say 30 bytes, but in total there are only 10 bytes. If that be the case, it cannot move beyond the file boundary. In such case, an error will occur and fseek function will return -1. So fseek returns 0 if that particular function is successful, and it returns a -1 value if some error occurs. It's a good practice to check whether an error has occurred or not before proceeding. Then only the program will work successfully. Otherwise, there may not be any syntax error, but the program will not execute as per our requirement. So it is better to check the status and then proceed. How can we check the status? By checking the return value.